Three, two, one. Here we go. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 425. We're here reviewing episodes 44 to 47 of King-Ohger. Yep, we're pretty much in the end game arc right now for the series. So, in the case of the first episode, 44, this episode is noteworthy for the end of a character. I'll get to her. I'll get to the person just a minute here. So basically, the whole thing with episode 44, it is mostly put development on something people have been seeing throughout the whole series. Basically, they introduce the concept of the King's Proof. It's basically their symbol. For Gira, it's the crown of the Founder's Glory. For Yama, it's his earring he wears. For Hiromi, it's the little mini crown she wears. For Rita, it's her bracelet. For Kurogi, it's actually his necklace. And for Jerome, it's actually his King's Proof is basically a jewel that's kept in his chest. It's really like his King's Proof is actually his eternal life. That's most of what it is here. And basically, all testing her powers out, and they also figure we need to pick a leader for the team. So they all basically compete in this weird competition. Like, let's have people bop each other in the head with basically plastic mallets. And then, of course, you have Yama, where he just basically using lightning power to go so crazy. That's because Lynch is back. That's how Lynch is back, and she's causing trouble. And mostly put, this is basically her end. This is her last appearance in the whole series. And she is defeated by... I believe she's defeated by... Not Rita, no. It's mostly put just... It's mostly put just Gira and Yama, where they pretty much destroy her. And that's the end of her. Yep, and this death sets up the very next episode of the series. Yep, and of course they forge the King's Proof. They formulate basically the 610 Alliance, which was dissolved very early on in the series by King Regulus himself. And when the power of proof came together, it basically hit, because basically look at the war from outside, it basically hits the Galactic in the head and it basically shocks him. The very next episode, basically, Mop, he proceeds to go after them because they kill her because she was cute. He thought she was cute, which, well, I'm not going to say anything about that at all. So, he goes after them, and, well, it hits more of the abilities. We see Rita and Kurogi test abilities, where Kurogi, his whole thing is fire, for some reason, for his King's Proof. Rita doesn't really know her power is, it's ice, because she's from Ice Kingdom. And Moth basically does this thing where he just turns people into, like, to physically turn the kids. Basically, Yashima and Ran, they proceed to turn mentally to babies, while Gira turns to a little kid. And also, Suzune, Kurogi's sister, her memories basically, she goes back to when she was 10 years prior to the events of the series, and also Rita's sister, who's basically been chosen as his successor, which the whole thing with 45 is all appointing successors. The only one definite is basically Rita. She has a successor chosen. Her friend. So, yeah. So basically, how is Moth defeated? Well, they can't exactly kill him, because if they do try to kill him, Dargo basically will just come back anyway. So, they decided just to seal him. Yeah, he is sealed. Not killed. He is sealed away in Rita's country. Never to be seen again. Hopefully, anyways. That's why I think I've heard he's set to come back for a movie, which, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that when the movie comes out. So, in the case, basically, like, after he is defeated, basically, it's Kuroki's turn, basically, because 46 and 47 is simply a two-part end for him. So, they fight him, and eventually find these little purple things basically come on his body and he gets slashed by Ran. And it turns out that he's like, I want to die. And turns out he's already dead. And then Jerome just gives him his king's proof up just to allow him to, well, experience life. And at that point, he just revives the fear of the gods. I think he did 17 years running this series. But this time, they have a plan. So, Regulus reveals basically he was very selfish. He didn't evacuate himself. He didn't evacuate anybody else throughout the whole fear of the gods thing. So the plan is to create these big holes in the ground and allow everybody to slide down to Jerome's kingdom, the kingdom in between, basically the bug kingdom. A lot of them stay there while the fear of the gods is bought by the royal Sentai. And pretty much everything is evacuated, including, basically, Kuro comes to the ingenious idea to bring, basically, Joshua's palace, his communications tower, to the underground. Basically, like, celebrating and everything else activated. Then, of course, they really don't see one of Kurogi's men just nail into the room where they are. And the whole tower gets brought underground. Presumably, it gets probably brought back when Fear of Gods is dealt with. And, of course, also, basically, they have fighting him. They basically, after everybody's evacuated, there's one woman who basically doesn't want to evacuate what Regulus to help because what happened. 17 years probably because she lost her family. Which good on him, basically, for trying to redeem us. Like, basically, he's trying to basically, he was playing part of villain. He's trying to redeem himself for doing that. So, basically, look at the retainer is there to basically, Doga, I think his name is. He's able to evacuate her, no problem, because he just happened to be in the area. And I gotta mention this character. So I think originally that he was very antagonistic to Garrett throughout early on this series. He's very helpful. He's nice. He's a complete gentleman. He's probably by far, for a supporting character, probably one of the most well written of all the supporting characters. He doesn't get a lot of appearances per se, but he's great. Also, 46, I forgot to mention this. 46 is a return of Jerome's retainer. Yes, those who forgot, Jerome has a retainer. You're thinking, what? Really? Yeah, he does. And his name is Garajum, who had not been seen in the series since episode 29. Yeah, he's been absent. Why the heck he's been absent is complete mystery to me. It's weird, the fact that he was absent for a long period of time. Yeah, and he's here for the remaining episodes, don't worry about that. He was seen briefly in a flashback in episode 29, episode 30, but I'm like, so he returns for the final 5 episodes. Like, interesting. Like, as for why, like I said, don't know why he was gone. He just wasn't there. So then by the end of the next episode, like, they basically destroy all the Shogun's the Shogun's basically the evil Zords. They're part of the fear of the gods. And then, of course, Goki proceeds to go giant size in his monster form. And then he's defeated, thanks to also Regulus. Also, first time he's part of the Megazord too, which is interesting. He gets his own thing to pilot. Which, yeah, he did have his Megazord, but it was destroyed early on in the series. Yes, and then pretty much basically like Groki's finally defeated. His staff is still there, and he basically like, oh, thank God, I'm in the afterlife. And by the way, it's the same afterlife, see Adventure in Heaven. And he's like, oh, so quiet. And then basically people start talking. It's like, oh, shush, shush, shush. Like he wants to be nice and quiet. He want to be dead so badly? Here you go. You're freaking dead. And, well, this 47 is the death of the character, but he will kind of make a return soon. But yeah, great 4 episodes. We're basically about to wrap this up with the very next video. Yes, there is still some extra stuff for King-Ohger. There is a mini-series, Secrets of Regulus, which I'll probably do that next. Probably just after I wrap up the series. And there are 3 movies. And then afterwards, I'll do Commander O's. Okay. I know my next one is going to... Normally, I would save this particular announcement, what next time I would do with the very next one. But I figured, though, we are here. Next video is definitely going to be at the end, which we'll do that tonight. So, I'm here to announce that the very next Sentai I'm going to do, I'm going to watch and review, is going to be Dawn Brothers. Yep, Dawn Brothers. I've been curious about the Sentai for quite some time. And a little fun fact, this actually was the first one to air just after I returned to do my Sentai reviews. Yeah, this was the first one. King-Ohger was the second one to start airing after I came back. There's actually one that was airing when I came back from my break after about 5 years, my 5-year break. But now basically, well, that's gonna be next. Though I will get a chance to watch a review of that after I do Kamen Rider O's. Yes. The main reason why I want to get to Dawn Brothers, because I've been curious about this Sentai for a long time. I've been curious about it for the last few years about this one. Like, the characters look interesting, like the fact they're set in modern day, not like this other planet, that was one of the primary reasons why I checked out. I'll discuss more about my final thoughts in the next video, but yeah, that's basically going to be next. Yep. So, that's it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and turn on the like button. Well, I actually have a comic corner I'm going to do. We'll do that next. Okay? Bye.